What is up guys, this is Tiro back with another video, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you the latest OrangeFox recovery version R11, and this I'm going to show you on all three of these devices: the Redmi K20 Pro, Redmi Note 7 Pro and the Redmi Note 5 Pro. And the Redmi Note 5 Pro's version is still beta, but the Redmi Note 7 Pro and the K20 Pro got the official R11 OrangeFox recovery. Now, if you want to flash OrangeFox recovery on any of these devices from scratch, I mean from MIUI, so to clean flash the OrangeFox recovery, watch that video on the card right there if you are coming from MIUI, if you don't have any custom recovery at all. But if you do have custom recovery, I'll show you how to install this. I am on the Quads 4 ROM right now on the Redmi K20 Pro, and I'm gonna review it soon. But right now, let's just focus on the OrangeFox recovery. So let me quickly boot into the recovery. So this is how the boot image looks like over here of the OrangeFox recovery version R11. Looks pretty dope. And this is how the folders looks like. Of course, it looks similar to the R10.x, if you can call that, like R10.1_3 and stuff. All of those recoveries had the look kind of similar, but this is looking more advanced. These folders do look a little bit more advanced in the like icons section. And let me show you some interesting things that I found over here on the OrangeFox recovery right now. I'll show you if you have the R10 version, you can flash, like how you can flash it. Of course, it's pretty similar to the like previous methods, but I'll show you those. But right now, let me focus on the features over here, or the changes which I have been noticing. And if I go into the menu, as you can see, this looks pretty much similar to the R10. And here in the settings, this is how the panel looks like. Of course, I changed the theme over here. And you have these vibration controls over here, of course. And in the about section, as you can see, it says R11 just like this. As you can see, the developer's name or something. Let me go back, and of course, if you go into the display settings, you have the brightness adjustment and then the timeout over here. Inside security, we have this text password, pin code and gesture key. And over here in the customization section, we have these themes and stuff. And as you can see, we have these themes. And I have changed it to white background and this blue accent color. It has been working fine with this. And you also have the pitch black option, I think, which is the first or second one. I don't remember correctly. Let me go back. We also have this gesture navigation. As you can see, earlier we have to just like, we had to go back with this button only. I think right now we have these gestures from left or right. This is the Android 10 kind of gestures actually. As you can see, it goes back. Let me do it again. And as you can see, it goes back if you enable it from both right and left. So this is just amazing that like you can do all of these things. And there is this swipe from status bar to open console option. And right now, as you can see, I can swipe down. And here, let me show you one thing. I can turn on flash from here, just like we do it from the status bar. And as you can see, the torch is on right now, and I can like disable the torch from here. So these are pretty cool features. You can increase or decrease the brightness just like you do on the status bar. So as you can see, it increases the brightness of the OrangeFox recovery and it decreases the brightness right now. So yeah, pretty cool features in my opinion. Let me go into the navigation bar. Here is how it looks like, and we have the similar kind of settings over here. I don't know if there is some difference. This black thing is different, I guess. I'm not sure. Let me choose like none over here. Let me go back, and inside status bar, we have the clock position changing option, left, right or center, or you have the circle or pi kind of like battery logo up there. And then we have the show battery icon and stuff, make status bar darker. These things are there. Let me go back to the lock screen. Here we have the time option if you want to have that. And over here we have this show battery and CPU info too. And you can replace the slider, which like you do the swipe to confirm flash thing. You can change that to replace with the buttons. Well, that feature was there earlier too, so that is not new. And we have the splash changing option. As you can see, this is how the stock splash looks like of the OrangeFox recovery. And let me go into the keyboard, and as you can see, we have this kind of keyboard. We can also have the number row over here. This just looks like a Google keyboard, I guess. And over here we have the swipe on the keyboard to delete all or something. Let me go back. Then we have the fonts over here. We have these many fonts, as you can see, and we can go into the secondary mode. I don't know what it does. And we can change the size of the fonts. So that is really good that we can change the size of the fonts as we like it. And in the other section, we have this much customization. Now, one thing that I have been noticing while flashing, let's assume I'm flashing the firmware over here, then I'll add to queue, then I will like flash a ROM, let's assume. So I add this PA ROM, and then from here add to queue, I'll add the fcrypt disablr over here. And as you can see right now, it shows this unmount system before installing zip. This is checked by default, and do not like uncheck it. I think it's like normal. So do not uncheck this feature which says unmount system before installing a zip. And over here it says reboot after installation, of course, as it used to show earlier. Like earlier there was two options, zip signature verification and then reboot after installation. So right now there is a like brand new feature which says unmount system before installing a zip. I think this is for installing GSIs or something. And as you can see, there is a button to add Magisk. So if you're flashing a ROM, you can like add Magisk in the queue right from this like flashing procedure section. And over here you can see this like queue over here. Earlier it was not there, I guess. You can see in the sequence over here, number 1 the firmware I selected, number 2 the ROM I selected, and as you can see the fcrypt disablr. So this is really cool that you can actually see the sequence. If you just forgot that what you selected, you can see it from here. So this is really cool, and you can clear the queue from here, and as you can see you can remove the latest. I think it removes the last file you like entered. Let me click on remove latest. Okay, so as you can see, it removes the last file you just like entered. And if you don't know what to do next, as you can see it shows swipe to install, of course. So you can swipe on the like on this bar over here to install anything as you like. And this is how the backup section looks like. We get all of these things like cache, boot, DTBO, data, system image, vendor image, internal storage, persist, recovery, modem, EFS, boot logo, and VB meta. So all of these things are there. If you want to back up some particular things, you can do that from here. And into the wipe section, of course, we still have this Dalvik cache, system, vendor, data, internal storage, and USB. Nothing much different over here with that. And in the menu, of course, we have the manage partition section where you format the data. So inside data, as you can see, this section is pretty much similar as it used to show earlier. We have this format data. So over here, if you want to format the data, you just type yes and hit right, it will format the data. And of course you can turn on flash from here too, or you can just swipe from here and then turn on flash. So yeah, in the menu section, this is cool that we have the flash right there. And in the general settings, this is what we get. As you can see, you can put the recovery performance mode to like high performance or something. If your device is a really laggy one, you can choose that. And then we have some more settings like force fast charge and stuff. And over here we have this section where it shows OTA updater section. And from here you can check this prevent auto reboot after installation. This feature is really helpful if you want to like update your ROM. Let's assume if you're updating with the OTA or system updater of any ROM, like let's assume you're on Evolution X and you're updating from that and your storage is decrypted. In that case, if you check this box, that means it will like stop rebooting the device automatically after installing the latest update with that OTA updater. So then you can flash the fcrypt disablr and reboot by yourself. So this is a really helpful feature in my opinion. And this disable force encryption and stuff like this are really important for the Redmi Note 7 Pro right now if you want to go decrypted way. Because for me on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, separate fcrypt disablr zip file actually does not work. And I have to use this disable force encryption like option in this OTA updater section for the Redmi Note 7 Pro mostly. So yeah, I do use this feature on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, but for the K20 Pro, the fcrypt disablr just works fine for me. So yeah, I use that. And then we have this aggressive stock recovery deactivation, of course, which protects the recovery from overwritten by any other recovery. Let's assume you are flashing MIUI or something. And these are the backup settings over here. If you want to set some particular things for your backup, like if you want to have it compressed or something, and disable free space check before backup or something, these features are there. And one like pro tip over here, if you want to change this time to the Indian time over here, you can go into this regional section and make sure you have this +5 selected, and from here disable this use 24-hour clock, and then you can have the offset set to 30, so it becomes like +530. So yep, right now it shows the Indian time for me. This is how to do it. So that's pretty much all the features I could show you about the R11 version of the OrangeFox latest recovery. Right now, let's just jump into the Redmi Note 7 Pro. And by the way, if you're downloading it, as you can see, this is how the website of the OrangeFox recovery should look like. I'll put the link for this in the description box below. And as you can see, there is the download button. This is the version R11 again, as you can see over here it shows. So yeah, you can just download it from here. And right now I'm going to show you, if you already have the R10 version of the OrangeFox Recovery, how can you install it? So as you can see, this is how the older like R10 version of the recovery's splash image used to look like. So yeah, this is the older recovery, as you can see. And right now over here, let's do a fair comparison between these folders and stuff. On the right, we have the OrangeFox Recovery version R11. On the left, we have the OrangeFox Recovery R10. So the folders do look a little bit different over here. If you notice the icons, it has a little bit of darker look over there. So yeah, they do look a little bit different here and there. And if I go into the about, as you can see, you can actually see the two different versions over here, how they look in the about section. On this latest version, we have a little bit more orange up there in the background, and here it's mostly white, and it has the OrangeFox logo just there, and it says R10.1_3, and this is R11. This is the R10 version installed of OrangeFox Recovery. With this, I'm gonna flash this R11 zip file. So this is pretty simplistic. You just select the latest R11 OrangeFox Recovery zip file over here. This is stable build over here. You don't have to select reboot after installation complete, because this will automatically reboot anyway if you flash a different OrangeFox Recovery. So it is flashing right now. It won't take much time. As you can see, it's already done and it's about to reboot. And there we have the latest splash image of the R11 version of OrangeFox Recovery. And as you can see, it will show this screen over here, but do not worry, just select never show the screen again and swipe, and as you can see, it shows this welcome to OrangeFox logo up there, and you just have to tap right, and it is giving me haptic feedback and stuff. So let's just decrease the vibrations over here, and let's change the theme quickly. So yeah, there we have the latest OrangeFox Recovery version R11 on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. I'm gonna do some more things which I do usually. As you can see, disable force encryption, it was checked earlier, but right now it got disabled, so I had to check it again. And over here, let's just select something. So yeah, it still shows this unmount system before installing and stuff. So yep, this thing is there all over the OrangeFox Recovery. And right now, if you click on the files again over here, whenever you are already in the files, you see these kind of options. It says make files icon bigger. So I'll select this, batch actions, create folder and stuff, and other actions. Let me go back, and as you can see, the icon has become bigger. So yeah, these are pretty cool features like here and there that you will find. Now let's put this phone aside again, and let's switch to the Redmi Note 5 Pro here. And again, on the Redmi Note 5 Pro 2, I have the R10.1_3 version. This is the stable version of the OrangeFox Recovery as we have for this Redmi Note 5 Pro. But right now I'm gonna flash the beta one. So as you can see here, we have the R11 version. And as you can see, if I tap on the files, it does not give me those options. So yeah, let me just click on this and swipe to install. So there again, we have the latest splash image of the R11 version of the OrangeFox Recovery. And here it shows the same thing. So I'll just swipe to continue. And as you can see, it is booted into the latest OrangeFox version R11. Still shows beta over here though. But for these two devices, R11 version is stable right now. But I think we'll get stable version of the R11 OrangeFox Recovery for the Redmi Note 5 Pro 2 soon. And let me decrease the brightness a little bit. So there we have the latest version R11 of OrangeFox Recovery installed on the Redmi Note 5 Pro 2. So pretty much great that we have this. As you can see, we have all these features again. So yeah, that's pretty much it guys. That's how you flash latest OrangeFox Recovery R11 with your existing recovery, and you can do the same with your TWRP recovery too. If you have the TWRP recovery installed, you can boot into it and just flash the zip file of latest R11 OrangeFox Recovery, and you can switch to it. I'll definitely recommend switching to OrangeFox Recovery because it has so many customizations and things that I cannot simply live without. That's been it guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel down there if you have not yet. This is Tito from KDN Tech signing off for today, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye now.